Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another video, another Batman video, and hope you all enjoyed my review of the 1943 serial. And we'll continue with that. Well, now I'm reviewing, which is a sequel to this, and that is the Batman and Robin 1949 serial. Yep. Which is another serial that came out in 1949, about 15 chapters, same as the 1943 serial. Alright. But you also have different actors this time. But anyway, let's get into the action. As usual on a Castman production, no Harmon and Gold. The low budget showed everywhere money-saving shortcuts and indications. The Batman costume had a poorly fitting cowl, and the Robin costume added pink tights to cover the hairy legs of both the actor and the stuntman. The Batmobile is again included, but instead of limousine at the first era, the duo arrived in a 1949 Mercury. Several mistakes and failures of logic occur in the serial. One example is that the film shows the bat signal working in broad daylight. Another occurs when, despite the fact that the heroes use utility belts, have been replaced with normal belts, with no pockets or pouches for the serial. In order to escape from a revolt, Batman pulls the nozzle and hose of a torch from his belt to cut the steel door. The tanks for the torch are not shown. To complete this mistake, it's a full-size oxy torch that would have been impossible to carry on seeing this person. Harmon and Gold suggests that this part was scripted to be a miniature 3-inch torch, as used in the comics, but the filmmakers improvised following the directions for a glow torch. And for the cast, you have, this time you have Robert Luray as Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, and John Dugan as Robin, and Dick Grayson, and we do have Vicky Vale and Commissioner Jim Gordon in here as well. We didn't have them in the first year. That was a woman named Linda Parks and Captain Arnold in the 1943 show. But here you have Jane Adams playing Vicky Vale and Lyle Talbot as Commissioner Jim Gordon. You have Ralph Graves, John C. Mercy, William Fawcett, Leonard Penn, Rick Villain. Who plays Alfred? Let's see. Oh, Eric Wilton plays Alfred. This is, of course, well, you've already seen the DVD cover for it. Yeah. In 1989, Good Times Entertainment released the serial on VHS. Now, back in the day when it came out in 1949, if serials, people would go to theaters and watch them, and, it would end with a cliffhanger with Batman or Robin or, being in danger. It would end with a cliffhanger, and next week the folks would have to go see it in theaters the next week to see each chapter. But since you have it on DVD, you can watch all the chapters of this. The Good Times edition was slightly added as well, with several minutes of the opening chapter cut. Yeah. Well, you do also have some trailers in here for 2 other superhero movies. Yeah, this gives you a little bit of trailers as well for Spider-Man 2, starring Tobey Maguire and Hellboy, the first Hellboy movie, I think, the director's cut, and giving you some TV show trailers for, I guess, TV shows like in the 80s and 90s, I guess, something like that, but which is okay. The final episode of Batman Victorious was released with commentary on September 19th, 2014. Okay. Chapter titles, you have 15, like I said, which is Batman Takes Over, Tunnel of Terror, Robin's Wild Ride, Batman Trapped, Robin Rescues Batman, Target Robin, The Fatal Blast, Robin Meets the Wizard, The Wizard Strikes Back, Batman's Last Chance, Robin's Ruse, Robin Rides the Wind, The Wizard's Challenge, Batman vs. Wizard, and Batman Victorious. Okay, the quick plot of what it's about. Alright, with this, Batman and Robin, not the 1997 movie, just to make that clear, 1949 serial. What this serial is about is that the dynamic duo face off against the Wizard, a hooded villain with an electric device which controls cars to augment his compulsion to set challenges for Batman and Robin. The Wizard's identity remains a mystery to the K Crusaders. throughout until the end. So, I'll just go ahead and talk about some of it a bit. Not saying it's very memorable. Get my quick thoughts on this, though, in this review. It's probably not going to be a long review, as yet the last one wasn't. I will say I do feel this is better than 1943 serial, in my opinion. Robert LeRae is somewhat, I think, of a better Batman. He does get some good fights in there. I do like the scene on it. The action is decent when Robin is able to get some bad guys following him in a hospital or something like that, or in a building. Batman, you see up behind Batman grabs him and knocks him out, which I thought was cool. But Batman gets like electroshocks a couple times. He gets electrocuted here a few times. And Robin spends his time either hiding or running away from the bad guys half the time, or getting captured. I'm like, But yeah. And Robert is Bruce Wayne. He's a decent Bruce Wayne, I think. He does play off the lazy boy billionaire like Lewis Wilson did. But there are some things that can say you find out that he becomes Batman. But anyway, when it does start off with Batman and Robin, the wizard who has his hideout, there's this billionaire who, with his assistant named Porter, Professor Himmel, who of course has the devices. It gets stolen. Batman and Robin try to recover the device, but the bad guys get away. And throughout the serials, Batman will either get electrocuted. Like I say, he's electrocuted, I think, like 2 or 3 times. 2 times. And, yeah. And, Jim Gordon is also working with him. Throughout, though, the Wizard is able to get more of a device. Batman and Robin are trying to stop him. Like, they're trying to ride in a plane or a car. The Wizard gets control of the car and is able to get them into a crash. But Batman and Robin do some smart stuff, like they hide and they're able to take out something. And Batman, unlike in the 1940 serial, getting his ass kicked half the time, does able to manage to save himself, or, smart enough to save himself. Doesn't need Robin to save him all the time, or the bad guys are not beating him to a pulp. Well, maybe a little bit at times. But, eventually the Wizard does figure out how to get himself invisible. You have Vicky Vale, who is taking photographs. She does find Batman suspicious of. She thinks that he's Bruce Wayne. We in fact know that he is, but she doesn't. So she figures out because, well, the car he's driving, like I said, is not a Batmobile. Batman is driving Bruce Wayne's car. And like I said, this is the middle of the day where he's driving Bruce Wayne's car. And also, when Commissioner Gordon has a back accident, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go everywhere in my review. Sometimes I do that, sorry. Commissioner Gordon has this projector or whatever that, the bat signal light in the part of day. I'm like, yeah, it's a bad editing there. Because the bat signal should be at night, not during the day. During the day, you couldn't even see it. But here in the serial, you can. Again, I gotta say that this is shot in black and white, so, and then so was the 1943 serial, shot in black and white, since it was released during the 40s. But Vicky Bell finds it out, tries to find out, asks Batman, are you Bruce Wayne because you're driving Bruce Wayne's car? And Batman says, no, Bruce Wayne lets me drive his car. I'm like, it's a little awkward. I would say suspicious right away. Even the villains, try to find out. Even the Wizard catches on to him being Bruce Wayne. Even when but one of the criminals is fooled by the facade that he's a lazy billionaire playboy, which Bruce uses as a facade to trick people into not thinking he's Batman, just to protect his identity. But of course, the villains find out they capture him. Thanks to Robin helping him out, they're able to get out of there. Then there's like another part where Vicky Vale's brother, Jimmy Vale, that's his name, is working with the bad guys. Twice, stupidly, Vicky gets caught. She either gets captured by the bad guys and Batman has to save her. And, she's trying to get, like, pictures or whatever. She gets a picture of the game, which ends up being burned in a fire. But Batman gets knocked out by trying to touch a door and gets a third electric shock. And he gets knocked out, and Jimmy sees the mess. He's Bruce Wayne, takes him in a room or whatever, and puts the Batman mask on, tries to fight the bad guy. And Jimmy does pretty good until Jimmy just goes to another window. I don't know what he was thinking, but when the bad guy punches him, and he falls to the window to his death. Bruce Wayne, in the middle of the day, where the bad guys are near close, I guess you can say, runs right out of there and gets in the car with Robin. They take off, and I presume the bad guys see it because they say they do. And I'm like, yeah, not a very smart way to hide your identity, especially Bruce Wayne jumping in the car, with Robin, and then Batman driving Bruce Wayne's car, which, yes, he literally does use his own car, in the middle of the day driving as Batman and Robin. I mean, yeah, you gotta put the two and two together that Bruce Wayne is Batman, duh. I'm like, you don't really do a good job of hiding it, And when they change, they'll change in the car, or, lift the hood up of the car to change in the Batman and Robin suits. They keep their suits in the Batcave in a file cabinet. But, like I said, the Wizard doesn't make himself turn invisible. He tries to blow Batman up, but Batman in a vault, but Batman's able to use like a door out of the wall or whatever to get out. He eventually makes a threat to kill Commissioner Gordon. So Vicky Vale and them set up a trap. Vicky Vale is able to get a picture, and it's Professor Hamilton it's his assistant Carter. And then when Batman goes to confirm at the end, he's able to knock the guys out, eventually able to catch the Wizard. And you find out that it's his assistant, Carter, who had a twin brother also, but he killed his twin brother, that Carter did. So, and that he was the Wizard the whole time, because Professor Hamilton created all these, this device that can, this electric device that can do all that, and I guess you say that's how, the serial does make you think that Professor Hamilton is, they do fool you into thinking that he is the Wizard, but it's actually his assistant Carter. But okay, yeah. And I will say about what's interesting about the Wizard, he does his mask and stuff looks cool, and he can somewhat like hypnotize people to getting his way. Tries to hypnotize a guy to thinking his way. But when fisticuffs happen, they're alright. It is quick editing, chops very quickly, and sometimes Batman getting knocked out or whatever. And I'm like, or Robin, I think is just useless in these heroes, in my opinion. He's either spends his time getting knocked out a lot, or seems like Batman and Robin get beat to a pulp half the time. I don't know. But anyway, that's just nitpicks I guess I can have. But overall, in the end, they do capture Carter, who was the Wizard. He goes to jail, and Vicky Vale wants to invite Batman to dinner with her and Bruce Wayne, just so she can discover his identity. But Bruce Wayne, Alfred here, that who plays Alfred, he does good. He's not annoying as the other Alfred. He doesn't go in disguise. This Alfred does not drop a call with Batman or Robin. He just kind of is in the Wayne Manor. He's full-time in the Wayne Manor, probably just doing housework, whatever, and to let them know when the bat signal is going off, or call them when they're needed, or when Commissioner Gordon calls or whatever, just to tell them that when Batman and Robin is needed. And he does help them at the end by Bruce records his voice on a record, and Vicky listens to it, and she's like, okay, because she thinks Bruce Wayne is just nothing but, lazy as hell. And she's like, Batman, I guess you're not Bruce Wayne. I can't believe I thought that, and now I'll have a laugh about it at the end, and then it ends there. Now, I just don't really intend to go in depth with these, but that's just me. I don't want to go in depth with these for views. I don't know. Batman and Robin 1949, well, I did like it. Again, it is better than the 1943 in my opinion, but it's still decent. There's still issues, like the Robert Where's Batman getting caught half the time as Bruce Wayne, driving Bruce Wayne's car, or some things I can nitpick. Some of the action is decent, and again, some of it is just a little boring at times. This is, and again, it's a little more. The Wizard, I would say, is a more interesting villain than Dr. whatever his name was in the 1943 serial, the Japanese doctor guy, and but. Because the Wizard is a name I could remember, but overall the Wizard I thought was a pretty good, decent villain. But yeah, and John Dugan does alright as Robin. Again, to me, the two Robins in these heroes, they're okay. And the Batmans, again, Lewis Wilson and Robert LeRae, they're just, in my opinion, they're forgettable Batmans. I don't even consider them the first and second in Batman. You know, that's just me, though. To me, the first Batman actor, in my opinion, is always going to be Adam West. Because, in my opinion, he's more memorable than Lewis Wilson and Robert LeRae. I'm sorry. They're just, these serials, they're decent, but they're just not memorable. And in my opinion, they're just pretty forgettable. You know, like I said, this is a start to Batman. It's a start, but it's just nothing special, and it really didn't do anything for Batman. Batman did remain famous in the comics and stuff. The comic books were well, I'm sure, but the comics, I think, over some time, because of what that doctor said back then. I don't know. I don't want to get into that history, but you know, there was a lot of hate toward comics because of violence and stuff, and the Batman and Robin, the Batman comics, they get crazy, and they were campy. But then you get the 60s show, which whether people like it or not, you know, is what we needed, because that really boosted Batman's success. It did. Yes, it did. You know, not the 1943 serial, not this Batman Robin 1949 serial. Sorry. You know. But let's see. I'm going to check out this reception. No reception on. Okay. Here. Nothing I can really say about it. Anything more. But Batman and Robin 1949 serial, in my opinion, I do like it. It's decent. It's just decent. I would even consider these serials to be time wasters, in my opinion. But I only own them, though, because I'm a Batman fan. That's why I own them. I would suggest, if you're a Batman fan, though, now if you've not checked out, if you've not seen the 1943 serial and the 1949 serial, if you're a diehard Batman fan like me, then I would recommend that you own them. But I would say one watch, you know, one time out a year or whatever, or so, or once in the blue moon, just pop it in, and that's it, because in my opinion, after I watch it, I don't really remember them too much, you know. I remember some things, but they don't stand out very much, in my opinion. They didn't really do much for Batman, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm going to give Batman and Robin the 1949 serial a so-so, and my rating for this is 3 out of 5 stars. Better than 1940 serial, but just not that much. Still same certain problems and issues I have with it, but overall, I like it. I like it decent. Just decent in my opinion. So let me know, guys, in the comments down below, what do you think of the Batman and Robin 1949 serial? And if you haven't seen it, like I said, if you haven't seen it, if you're a diehard Batman fan, I definitely recommend get it. If you can find it on DVD, you can probably find it on Amazon or whatever. But get it for a good price, cheap price. If it's too expensive, I would not get it, if I were you. But I definitely recommend it if you're a huge Batman fan and you want to own it for your Batman collection and the 1943 serial as well. I would definitely say buy it if you're a diehard Batman fan. If not, then you probably would want to not buy it. But anyway, guys, just let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Batman and Robin 1949 serial. And 3 out of 5 stars is my rating for Batman and Robin, the 1949 serial. So, okay, anyway. Alright. Next, I will be talking about the Adam West Next will be the Adam West Batman TV series that came out in the 60s, the Campy 60s TV series. So, yep, Batman. This will be next. I already have all the 3 seasons on DVD. I'm not going to show them right now. But I'm going to do a TV show collection video, which will probably be, I'm thinking part 23. Part 23. So next will be my TV show collection, part 23. I'm going to call it, I guess, Batman the 60s TV series. Or TV show, whatever. The one starring Adam West and Burt Ward. So, yeah. Those will be a bit videos coming up. So, guys, I hope you look forward to the next part of it. Yeah. Just keep on watching. I hope you'll look forward to more Batman videos because I got a lot more coming. But maybe one more for today or tomorrow. I don't know. But Yeah, I'm just going to do TV show collection for the Batman 60 show for now. I might not watch it until, because I still got some movies down in my cabinet that I need to watch here, so I'm going to do that first probably. It's not very much of them, and I can get through them like that, you know. But I will get to the Batman 60 show when I get to it. But for now, we're just going to do a TV show collection video for it, just to talk about the show and everything, and how it got made. So just stay tuned for that TV show collection video, part 23, Batman the 60s TV series. So, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next video. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye.